Hey everybody, welcome back to Origami Twist. I have missed you so much and I'm really excited to show you this project today. We are making paper building blocks. When you're ready, let's make some blocks. If you follow the folds exactly the way that I do them, just with a different shape of paper, you'll get different shaped blocks. This particular one is made out of a square, so more of a brick shape. And this one is made out of a rectangle. First things first, you're going to take one of the short ends. If you're using a rectangle, take one of the short ends and bring it up to the opposite end and match them up really carefully and give it a good crease, just like that. You're then going to take both pieces of paper at the top, both layers, and fold them down to meet that folded edge at the bottom. This is going to create some guide marks that we'll use to complete the model. So now we're going to open it back up again and you'll see that you've got 3 creases through your paper. We're going to look at that bottom rectangular section that's been marked off by that crease. And what you're going to do is just take the bottom right hand corner and take this short edge of that rectangle and line it up with that bottom crease. And go the whole length of it so that you get a lovely triangle there. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we'll end up with 2 triangles folded into the paper. Again, good creases. There you go. Now we're going to turn the paper over so that those triangles are facing the table. And we're going to make 2 folds. The first fold involves this triangle here. You're going to be folding the entire length of the long length of the paper from the corner of this triangle all the way along here to about here. But you'll notice we don't really have a guide mark for where to fold there. Here's how you're going to find that second part so that you know where to fold. You're going to pull the whole piece of paper up, and that edge that you folded in before is going to be your guide mark. So you want to line up the edge and make a crease along there. And also line this vertical line, line that up with the long crease that is marked into the paper all the way across, just like so. As you do, you're going to lay it down and now line up the other end. So while you're holding onto this triangle, line up the other end and press that down, and then make sure that these 2 creases are lined up perfectly. Crease, perfect fold. Now you're going to get some practice with this because you're going to open that up, turn it around, and do the other way using that triangle as your guide again. So open it up. Now you'll notice that the folded triangles are still face down, and this is one flat piece of paper. We're going to look at, you've got these triangles here, slide it down and look at the top 3 squares. Well, depending on the shape of the paper, it'll either be 3 squares or it'll be 2 squares and a rectangle in the middle. But we really only need to focus on these 2 outside squares anyway, so that is perfectly fine. Now, a valley fold is when the paper looks like a valley. So the 2 pieces of paper come up and they fold like this to make a valley fold. That's what we're going to create here. But we're not going to create it across the whole paper. We're just going to do it inside this little square. So one side of the valley fold will be at this point where my left hand is, and the other one will be at the corner of the paper. We're going to take this corner here where my right hand is and line it up all the way across. And when you do that, you line those 2 up together, you line the corners up here nice and neat, and you make sure that you give it a little pinch where that square meets, where those 2 creases meet, and press towards the outside, being as accurate as possible because it will affect the rest of the box. There you go, and now open it up. So you can see we've got that folded underneath, and now we've got a radiating crease coming from that intersection out to the side. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, except this time it's going to radiate out and to the left. Okay, so I'll draw those creases in so you can see them. So now we've created valley folds here and here. The next step is to take the bottom, which is this shape here, fold in the middle, And that bottom will lay over the top of the section that we were just working with, just like so. Now we're going to be making a symmetrical shape by taking your bottom right hand corner and bringing it up to the point where you've got more intersecting creases. So this corner down here is going to come up to the point where these two creases intersect, and it also takes this outside edge and lines it up along the bottom of that triangle. So line it up really well, give it a good crease, make sure it's not overlapping. It does need to be neat. We're about to turn this into a box. There you go. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. Neat and tidy and as accurate as possible. Don't forget it's just paper. You get frustrated, you ball it up, you throw it away, and you get a new piece of paper, right? You can use junk mail for this if you want. Just make sure you pay your bills before turning your bills into beautiful works of art. Okay, so you're going to take that top layer, fold it down over the first layer so it makes a little bit of a book page action there. Okay, now's where it gets really fun. Before we do anything else, I do recommend that you pull up that rectangle and make sure that this crease here gives it a good valley fold. So you've got a nice crease there, okay? That's going to come in handy in a moment. Now you'll notice that you've got a little pocket that you've created. All you're going to do is stick your finger into that space, or stick your fingers into that space and pull up. Now, pull up gently so it doesn't come apart, and make sure that these creases are neatly creased. So just like magic, we've got most of a box made. Now all we have to do is finish it off. So that crease you made before and that square from before, those marks are now going to come into play. We're going to go right underneath it, press up, and as you do, the pieces will come together and it looks like a mountain fold on this side. See, the inverse of a valley fold is a mountain fold. Pinch them together, making sure that this crease here matches this crease here to give it a beautiful, perfect triangle. And then fold it down on this side just like that. Now you'll notice that you've got a little triangle here, and you notice I can put my finger into that little pocket. Just going to stick that little triangle flap underneath it to get it to lock into place. And we'll now do the same thing on the other side. And that is 1/2 of a building block. And let's see, so then you just make a second one if you want to do building blocks and stick one inside the other. Now you can also use that as a gift box, as I said. Press it together, nice and neat, and you're ready to build. The process works exactly the same with square paper as it does with rectangular, except that, as I said before, you just end up with a different shape building block. I hope you have a lot of fun making projects. Please tag me at Origami Twist on Instagram. I would love to see what you make with your new building blocks. And you can also use the hashtag Origami Twist as well. Thanks for watching today, guys. I will be back soon with another video. I've really missed making videos and I'm so excited to share. I have a list. You have no idea. I have a list. I can't wait to share it with you. Take care, guys. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.